I've got my new lathe, and I've really been trying to use it and getting used to it and all, and having a lot of fun with it, and got a lot of work done with it. But as I'm working and things, I'm finding a lot of the accessories I had for my other lathe, you know, they went with the other lathe because they won't fit this one. So as I'm going, I'm having to work on different accessories and things like that, which I think is absolutely fun. What are you doing? Oh, I got a number one for the shop cat in my last video. This little rascal right here is named Toby, and he hangs around the shop. He just he's my son's girlfriend's cat, and I'm keeping it for her. So anyway, it's a good little old cat. Anyway, he hangs around the shop, keeps me company. But I need a short tool rest. I'm getting ready to do some pins and some smaller projects and stuff. And the tool rest that came with the lathe is 14 inches long, which is great if you want to do, you know, bigger bowls and things like that. But I'm trying to get something short or something small done. So I want a small tool rest. And if you look online, tool rests are, you know, pretty expensive. So anyway, I went down to my hardware store. I got some 1-inch bar. 1-inch bar will fit my banjo. I think we got that established. And I made my own tool rest. And made a couple of design changes in this over the one I had before. The one I had before I actually bought, and it came with a set of 3 different types of tool rests. But while I'm trying to use it to guide I use my finger to guide my tool back and forth across the tool rest. The 1-inch post coming up from the tool rest was, my finger would hit it, and it would always, I couldn't use it to guide perfectly straight back and forth. So I fixed that with this one. I'll show you how I did that. And anyway, this was a fun project. I'm not a welder, but I can weld a little bit, and I think it turned out alright. But anyway, let's get started on this, and you may want to make one yourself. Alright. Okay, well, let's just start out by measuring the height of the factory tool rest, and that's at 8 inches. So we come on out to my fabulous welding table, and some of the things we're going to need are the clamps, the magnetic clamps, 1-inch bar, a cutoff disc for the angle grinder, and a flat disc for the angle grinder, tape measure, pencil, or this is like a paint pencil or something like that. One of the finest welders around, the highest dollar welder I could get my hands on, the wire welder, some MIG gloves, MIG welding gloves, safety glasses, some kind of cotton long sleeve shirt, and a welding helmet. That's some of the equipment we're going to need. Also, if you can see in the tray there, I've got a little chip hammer and wire brush. Okay, we'll measure this out at 7 inches and mark it. And the overall tool height is 8 inches, so 7 inches plus the round bar on top will be 8. And then we cut it. But my shoulder got in the way through the entire thing, so I just kind of cut that short. You couldn't see it anyway. But I'll measure this off 6 inches. A little bit, I actually went an eighth over in case I have to cut off a taper or something like that where I don't cut straight. Alright, now we're getting ready to cut and cut both pieces. And I just cut it off with the cut-off wheel. Now I'm cutting from a little bit shy of the middle to down to a taper of 0 at 2 inches down. So over a 2-inch space there, it goes from about 3/8 of an inch down to 0 is the part I actually cut off. So the bar is still, over half the bar is still there. And we'll get this cut off. Just cutting off a little taper. Alright, now I'm just going to clean everything up with my angle grinder with a flap disc, 80 grit flap disc. Clean up all my surfaces, make them nice and flat, and get out all the tool marks from the cutoff wheel. I'll also smooth over all my edges and round over everything. And here I'm gonna chamfer and put a bevel all the way around this back side here and across the front also, and that'll be for my weld. That'll be for my weld to go into. And I'll chamfer this end, and you'll see. And basically all I'm doing is just smoothing that off so there's no rough edges, and make it look nice. Then I'm just gonna clean up the middle section of this, of my upper bar, which is actually the tool rest, so that I'll have a good surface to weld on. Measure the center. Yeah, let's measure the center here, and then I'll go 1/2 inch on each side of that, and we'll get these lined up. I'll bring in my 90-degree magnetic clamps to hold everything together and get me a good 90-degree angle on the top while I get my welder ready. I got my safety glasses, my sweatshirt, and can't hardly get it zipped. My welding helmet and my MIG welding gloves. Alright, now we'll just get everything hooked up. I'll hook the ground directly to the tool post. I've already got it plugged in. Make sure my tip's good. Alright, now this is what we've got. I'll put a couple of tack welds across. I'll put 2 on the top and 1 on the back, and then I'm just going to start welding, and I'll weld straight across there. I didn't actually show the welding in this video because I don't want to tear my lens up on my camera, but this is after the welding's done. I'm just cleaning up all the little BBs and cleaning up the weld. The weld looks like it was real good. I didn't have any porosity in it, so hopefully it'll hold really well. But now I'm gonna get my angle grinder with a flap disc, and I'm just gonna try to smooth all this steel down and try to make it look like it's one piece of steel, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I'm just gonna smooth the weld down and grind it down until everything's nice and smooth and it looks like it's all just one piece, which it pretty much is now. Make sure I get in all the corners and just make this thing look as nice as I can. Okay, now I'm just going to kind of polish the top edge, get off any meal scale that may be on here or anything like that, and I'm going to sand it down to about a 300 grit or 320 grit. Just sand the whole tool post and the whole tool rest. I mean, wipe it down with a paper towel. And then I'm going to get out my my Meguiar's plastic cleaner, or Plastex, and this stuff has abrasives in it. It's like a cut and wax, and it's used for polishing plastics and stuff. I use it on my pens a lot. It really makes them shine. But anyway, I'm using it just to help me clean that surface really well, and make sure it's all nice and smooth. And once I get that done, I'm going to use just a regular automotive wax. It's turtle wax is what I'm using here, but it's just a carnauba type based wax. And I'll do the entire tool post with it, and this is just to, kind of help with rust and things like that. And now I'll go back and buff it, and this thing will be done. And here it is finished. Hopefully it'll do me really well. The weld looks really good, and the taper looks good. I believe I can really use that. I think it'll be better than my other one that I had. Yeah, I got the ends tapered also, all the way around. Not really tapered, but just like a chamfer. I just kind of rounded over those ends. But yep, this thing's about ready to go. All right, well, there it is, my tool post. I've got it sanded and polished and all that, really nice. So it's ready to go. It's 6 inches long, 6 inches long from here to here, and it's 8 inches tall from the top down to the bottom. It's 8 inches, which matches the same height as my other tool rest. So I should have good service with this. I cut the middle out right here, and I cut a taper coming down, so it's still really strong because I didn't go halfway through the bar. I didn't go all the way halfway through. I stopped short of halfway through and welded the top bar in. I used the right angle magnetic clamps to hold it together, so I'm a good true 90 degrees, this way. So that should be good. I got to weld. I know I didn't actually show the welding, but I'm worried that my camera lens might not can handle that, so I wasn't going to take the chance. If you want to see welding, there's a lot of welding videos on YouTube. That's how I learned how to kind of do a bead, a little bit, sort of. But anyway, that's it's not a welding channel, so I won't get on that. But it stuck this steel together pretty good, and I don't think I'll ever have a problem with this thing trying to break with me. So we'll see. Over the years, it might break. I don't know. But I've got it for small things anyway, so I'm not going to worry about it. But I hope you enjoyed this project. One thing. When I came in here, that allows my finger to ride back and forth this way across the bottom of the tool rest to guide my tool. And now my finger has no problem as far as touching anything right in here. It has no problem touching that stuff. On my hand would just, as I would come down, it'd hit that round bar and pull out, and it's really hard to get a straight line that way. So that's why I put that little design, kind of a bevel in there for that. So I'm hoping to get good service out of that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the project, and maybe it'll help you out. This bar cost me about, I think it was $6 a foot for a round bar, and I just bought 2 feet of it. So I've still got some left over. But anyway, hope y'all have a good day, and stay tuned. See y'all down the road.